Facebook groups is the best place to grow a community of super fans. You are going to love having a Facebook group. And here's why. Before I tell you all the great things about a Facebook group, I'm going to promise you this. This is going to be the best training because in this training, you're going to get a large audience. You're going to grow your authority. You're going to open new doors for your business and you're going to make more money. You're also going to get more clicks to your TPT products and into your store. And those clicks are going to be from the perfect customers. So they're going to convert really well, which again means more money. And I am going to give you tons of freebies that's going to help make this process very smooth. As TPT seller, we need a few things. We need traffic to our stores. We need to be able to promote our products and our email opt-ins. How many times have you heard somebody make an email opt-in and then they're like, well, now how do I get people to click on the email opt-in? When you have a Facebook group, you don't have that problem. You just share it. You're going to be able to build your brand and you're going to grow your followers. And all of those things you need, you're going to get them from having a Facebook group. A Facebook group is going to increase your traffic, it's going to increase your conversions, increase your sales, it's going to build your brand, and it's going to establish you as an expert. I want to tell you that I have a Facebook group for math teachers. It is probably the largest. It's many times it's been the largest. I think it still is for largest Facebook group for math teachers. Over 80,000 members at the time of this recording. Think about all the opportunities that I get from having such a large Facebook group. Let me give you some. I get instant authority. You won't believe how many people show up in this Facebook group, ask a question, and then tag me. Like, Chris, what do you think about it? They don't know if I'm an expert or not. They just assume that I am because I have this huge audience. I get opportunities for speaking engagements. I'm invited to speak at conferences and podcasts and YouTube channels all the time just because I have this large Facebook group, partly because they're assuming that I have that authority we were talking about, and partly because they know I'll share it inside my Facebook group and get lots of traffic to whatever it is that they're doing. I get traffic to my store anytime I want. I can just post stuff to my TPT page, my TPT store, and get instant traffic. Now we're going to talk a little bit more about how to do that. I get access to authorities. Again, going back to the size of my Facebook group, people want access to it, to my audience. So I can reach out to authorities inside my niche and they listen. They'll respond. They have conversations with me, all because of the size of the Facebook group. As mentioned, I have a place to post my email opt-ins, and because I have this large Facebook group, it's really easy for me to go viral on Facebook, which I'm going to show you how by the end of this training. So, my name's Chris Skierski. I have a website for TPT sellers called Teach, Create, Sell, and I'm all about helping you amplify your income. However you need to do that, but one of the best ways is through a Facebook group. That's going to make you more money, and that's why we're doing this. So what's going to be our outline for this training? One, I'm going to talk to you briefly about why you need a Facebook group, even though I kind of already been doing that. Two, I'm going to talk to you about how to grow your Facebook group, and that's the question I get asked the most. I've got a Facebook group, I just don't have anybody in it. What do I do? And three, we're going to maximize that Facebook group to make you more money. Now, before I get into this, I want to tell you something. I have a Facebook group for TPT sellers. Shocker, I'm teaching about Facebook groups. I have one for TPT sellers. Now, what are you thinking right now as I say that? Are you thinking you want to join? Okay. Before you answer that question, or maybe you're not thinking you want to join, well, let me tell you this. It's the largest Facebook group for TPT sellers. I think it's the largest. Maybe it's not. It's up there. It's got almost 15,000 members at the time of this recording. Now, do you want to join my Facebook group? Let me just tell you, I also have an email list. And in my email list, I email usually twice a week with tips and strategies and cool resources. I very rarely ever sell inside my email list. It's mostly just for value. Sometimes I open up my membership and then I'll pitch that, but that's really it. So you could hop on my email list, and I got a website full of great resources and lots of good stuff, and all those freebies I was talking about from my email list. It's also on my website, and I have this Facebook group. Now, which of the three do you think you're more likely to want to join? I'm going to answer for you, even though you know the answer. It's the Facebook group. Of the three, the one that you would join the quickest, the easiest, with the least resistance is the Facebook group. Part of that's because we're human and we love community. We love connecting with others and we see value in that. And part of it is we just don't feel like you're going to be sold to, or you don't feel like there's a barrier to entry with the Facebook group. So, what I'm hoping you're understanding as I'm telling you this is the Facebook group has value in and of itself. It seems like the more valuable thing to have. So, let's talk about 7 reasons you need a Facebook group, which we just kind of started on. Number one, Facebook loves Facebook groups. Mark Zuckerberg has gone on record talking about how much he loves Facebook groups. Did you know on all the different places you can go in Facebook, they got the marketplace and Reels and everything else, the only place you won't see ads is inside a Facebook group. And that's because Facebook loves Facebook groups and they want to keep it this pure, beautiful thing. They actually promote Facebook groups. There'll be times when you'll scroll through your feed and you'll see Facebook recommending groups to you. In 2020, they did a Super Bowl commercial for Facebook groups. Think about that. That's a lot of money. Facebook loves Facebook groups. So when you have one, you're going to be on Facebook's good side and you're going to benefit from the algorithm that runs Facebook and it's going to help you grow that group. Two, what I was illustrating earlier, people join them more reticently. They don't have to give up their email address. They don't feel like they're being spammed to. They just come join a Facebook group when you invite them. In fact, they usually say, thank you. And sometimes they just go onto Facebook and search for groups and they find your group and then they join it. You get people into your niche, into your community, and you don't even have to try. Okay, another benefit to a Facebook group is that you get to connect with your audience and get feedback. You get to build super fans. You get to know some of your customers, especially when the Facebook group is still in its small stage. I love going inside my Facebook group and showing them what I'm working on, asking them what would make this resource better, what cover images do they like, what do they need the product to do for them, would they be willing to buy this? I can ask questions all day and get great feedback for my TPT store by connecting with my audience inside my Facebook group. We've been talking about this, but brand awareness. Every time I show up inside my Facebook group, I'm building my brand, and my brand is getting much better exposure and it's cementing itself inside the minds of my ideal customers. Not just anybody, it's the people who are the most likely to buy my stuff. They're there in my Facebook group and they are becoming familiar and starting to recognize my brand. As we just mentioned, your Facebook group is full of the perfect people to buy from your TPT store. Those are your customers. And you get to talk to them and you get to show up in front of them and be the expert all the time. And what's even cooler, you get to control the culture. So, like me, I don't like swearing and I don't want that in my community. So, guess what? It's not allowed in my community. That's one of the rules. There's certain teaching practices or pedagogy or ideas that maybe I don't like. And so we don't allow that inside my face. You get to control the culture of your Facebook group. And again, that helps you mold it into the customer who's going to be perfect for you. And I'm going to show you some of the ways I do that by promoting certain things or teaching on certain things that gets them more likely to buy my products, my high priced products. Sixth reason, you're building on Facebook. Facebook is the number one social media platform. It's the biggest, it's the best, it's the most long lasting, it's the most profitable, it's the least likely to go under. We've seen different platforms run into all these different issues and people who've built their audiences, they're up the creek, they're lost, they lose everything. But Facebook is the most solid of all the platforms. So building on Facebook, you're the least likely to expose yourself to the risk of losing everything. And finally, Facebook, which is the most accessed social media platform of all the social media platforms. And I've got a video I'm going to send to you later if you want to get into that data where I show you all, a third of the planet or half the planet is on Facebook. A third of them is on it every day. It's the most used app on the phones where that app is on the phone. So Facebook is the place to be. But Facebook groups get better reach than most of the other ways you can post content. And it's going to get more than your business page. Facebook likes to push content to its users, content that it thinks they'll like, and it likes to find that content inside the Facebook groups. Okay, that's why you need to have a Facebook group. So I've convinced you, you're definitely going to have one. Now you want to know how to make it grow, or maybe you already have one and you want to grow it. I get asked this question all the time. So I'm going to give you a bunch of strategies on things to do to grow that group. The first is name it on purpose. There's many reasons. First, people actually, as I said, they go into Facebook, they go to the group search bar and they type in their niche and they go to join a group. And so you want yours to appear in that group. And if I name mine Chris's Fun Town and Great Ideas group, it's not going to show up when people look for math teachers. And they're not going to know what the heck it is. So I'm not going to get my ideal customers. So name your group on purpose. Name it with your niche. So my niche is math teachers. I picked a name that has math teachers in it. We are the math minded teachers. That's my Facebook group. And so anyone who types in math teachers is going to find it. Also, I want you to look at this list real fast when all these groups pop up. Notice what shows up. You see how many members are in it, how often they post, and then if sometimes you can see if you have a mutual friend inside the group, it'll show you that as well. And that's all the information you see here. So we're going to come back to that. Some more ways to grow your Facebook group. Promote it on every platform you can think of. If you've got a blog, you should write a blog about your Facebook group. It should be a page on your website. We'll touch on this in a little bit. It should be on your email list. You should write an email, send it to your entire list, and then make that email part of your welcome sequence. So anytime someone enrolls in a freebie and gets on your list, one of the first few emails they should get is an invite to your Facebook group because people like being invited to Facebook groups. They think you're doing them a favor because they're joining a community. And your Facebook group's going to be awesome, so it's going to be good for them. Make pins. And I didn't say a pin, I said some pins or many pins. Make pins, and the URL for the pin should be your Facebook group. Post it on Reddit and post it on Facebook, which we're going to talk about that right now. Okay, so go to your TPT business page. Mine is the Rethink Math Teachers, and make a post for your Facebook group, and then pin that post to the top of your business page, or which now they're calling it featured. We're going to talk about this more later, but now anyone who comes to my Facebook business page, one of the first things they see is an invite to my Facebook group. I said make it a page on your website. And then what you need to do is make that page hyperlinked to your Facebook group and put that page in your menu. And it should be the very far right one. If that's the thing you're trying to grow, if that's what you want the most clicks on, because we click on the one that's furthest to the right, that should be the one on the far right is the invite to your Facebook group. It should also be in the side menu of your website or your blog. This way, it's on the right side if they're on a computer or desktop or laptop. And if they're on their phone, it's at the very bottom of every blog post, an invite to the Facebook group. And don't download a plugin, just put a picture and then hyperlink it. That way it doesn't make your website slower. It should be in your TPT thank you page. So on the left is my thank you page. I made it a long time ago in Word. I know it's ugly, but I'm not changing it. It's been there forever. And so what it says is when they open up the compressed folder, there's several files, and one of the files says thank you or bonus. And so they open it and it says, I know you thought you were getting one bonus, but I'm going to give you three. And my three bonuses, you see the pictures. The first one is an invite to my Facebook group. The second is a free professional development course that I offer online. And to get in that, they have to give me their email address. And the third is a list or a PDF download of some of my best TPT products. So you see in my thank you page, I'm trying to get them into my group, onto my email list, or back to my TPT store. Now, the image on the right is a thank you page template that I built inside of Canva that I am going to give you for free. And if you're really good, I'll even include the video training on how to do your thank you page to make it really successful. But back to what we're talking about, growing our Facebook group, that should be something that you have in every thank you page or bonus page for all of your resources, even your free resources on TPT, is an invite to your Facebook group. Okay, the next thing you need to do, this is like a really major bonus strategy, it's high level kind of thing, is on your personal page under the works for demographics, list your TPT Facebook business page. Now, I've done my TPT business page and the Teach, Create, Sell, which is this business for TPT sellers. But the reason that's there is that it's hyperlinked. So anybody who clicks on that is going to go over to my TPT Facebook business page, and there the first post they see is going to be my Facebook group. But more than that, When you go into Facebook groups and you comment or you post and someone takes their mouse, okay, now I know most of us aren't using mouse anymore, mice, but even if they click on my name, this is what they're going to see. They're going to see my works at information and apparently my relationship information. I don't know if that's always there or if it's different for everybody, especially if it's not filled in. But the works at information is always at the top. And guess what? That Rethink Math teacher right there, that's a hyperlink, automatic. So when they click on that, they go to my business page, and from there they see the group post, so they go to my group. So this is why you want to list it as a place that you work at, your Facebook business page. And that's why you want to have the group post pinned to the top of your business page. Okay, this one's going to surprise you. Don't invite your friends to your Facebook group unless your friends are part of your niche. So you just opened your Facebook group, you got nobody in it, you want it to look like you've got some people in it, so you start clicking on your friends. Bad idea. That's going to mess up the Facebook algorithm promoting your Facebook group to the right people. Remember that Facebook is run by this supercomputer AI brain that's just incredible. And it knows everything. It knows what we're thinking and sees our dreams, everything. So, what you want to be doing because of this is giving it all of the right information so that it can make the best choices for you. Because believe it or not, it wants your Facebook group to grow. So if I create my Facebook group and my first 10 members are my brother, my sister, my cousin, my aunt, my uncle, what message is that sending to the Facebook brain algorithm? It's saying, oh, this is for people who are friends of Chris, and it's going to promote it to my friends. And they don't want to join my math teacher Facebook group because none of them are math teachers. If, however, I don't invite my friends, I only invite people who are in my niche, the algorithm's going to realize, oh, this is for math teachers, and then it's going to recommend it to more math teachers and grow the niche. So don't invite your friends. Instead, invite the right people who are in your niche. Now, we've been talking about different ways to invite them on your thank you page and on your website. And here's a little sneaky strategy I do a lot, or I did a lot when I was trying to grow the Facebook group. And you might think this is a little spammy, so I'm sorry. But what I was doing when I was trying to grow the Facebook group is I would go and engage in other Facebook groups and try and establish myself as an expert. And then when people would start commenting on my posts, I would write back, hey, that's great, but I really answer this question, or I have these resources, or whatever we're talking about. I do this a lot inside my Facebook group, and I'd say the name, and I'd say, you're welcome to come join. Now, you can't always do that. Sometimes the moderators will see that and get mad, but not usually when it's in the comment section. What you really can't do is go into a Facebook group and just post an invite as a post to your Facebook group. That's going to kick you right out. Here's another really, really spammy thing I do. I go into dead groups. So this is a group, I'm sorry, their name's up there. It doesn't I mean, it's not active anymore. The moderator stopped working on it. I can tell that because at the top there it says two pending posts. That means I tried to post twice inside that Facebook group and they haven't been approved. And I haven't been posting in Facebook groups for years, so I know this has been a while. And if I scroll down, I see that the most recent post is 2020. So what I did when I was trying to grow my Facebook group is I'd go into these dead groups that were in my niche. And I'd go to other people's posts because you can't post. The moderator's not going to approve it because they're not active anymore. But you can still comment on the posts. So I'd go into the comment section of posts and I'd say, hey, it looks like this Facebook group is dead, but we really need a great place to connect. So I've started my own Facebook group for math teachers. I'd love for you to join me. And then I'd tag people or I'd comment on their comments so that people would see that. No risk of being kicked out of a dead group, right? So high reward, low risk in that situation. So when you're just getting started, I highly recommend go crazy. Okay, one of the best things you can do for your Facebook group to grow it is to create community. You want to be connecting people with each other, making them have that affinity towards the Facebook group. And there's lots of ways you can do that, which I think I'm getting into on the next couple slides here. But let me tell you some things I did when my group was just getting started. One thing is I'd tag people on each other's posts. So if Joey asked a question, when the group's still small, you get to know the people in there if you're in there active and doing a good job. So Joey asked a question, I'd tag Jill. I'm like, Jill knows how to do this. Ask Jill. Or I'd tag other people like Johnny. What do you think? And then if people would ask me questions, so I'd post something like a poll, like what's your homework strategy? And they'd ask me something. I'd say, hey, that's a great question, But I think you'll get even better results if you post it on the wall of the Facebook group. So click on the wall and post it, and you'll get a lot more comments than just mine. So I'm always trying to build community. There's some other things I'm going to show you here to build community. But building a community is going to be the best, healthiest thing for your Facebook group. And remember what we were looking at earlier. What do people see when they're looking at a list of Facebook groups? They see how many posts were made every day. So that's really going to be an indicator that it's going to be strong. Another way to create a community is to make engaging content. By the way, Facebook loves engagement. This is that video I was talking about. I think I talked about it earlier. That I did. This is a training I did on how to grow your Facebook reach organically. That's more talking about your business page, where this training here is for Facebook groups. But I'm going to share this link with you in the free download at the end, so you can watch this if you really want to go deeper or learn more. This really goes into a lot about how the Facebook algorithm works and how to maximize that. But in a nutshell, Facebook loves engagement. If you're posting engaging content, the algorithm is going to promote your posts for you, and you're going to get much better reach, and your Facebook group is going to grow. So you might ask yourself, well, what does Facebook consider engaging? How do I know if if it sees it as engaging? Facebook considers engagement as anything that people comment on, or people like, or people share. So if you're making things that people are hitting the like button or commenting on, Facebook's going to see that as engaging. It's going to push that post or the group because it's full of engaging content. So what is engaging content? I'm going to give you a lot. Here we go. First one, questions. You should be asking questions in your Facebook group all the time, especially when it's just growing daily if you can. Okay. Now, most of these questions that you're going to see on my screen at the moment, because these are just the most recent ones, they're just fun and funny. So, like the first one, the top left says classes they don't teach you when you're getting your teaching certificate, but they should. What's a classroom management tip? Answer with a song lyric. The bottom right, how to be a great math teacher. Bad answers only. I think I had like 500 comments on that one. People just love that one. Another fun one to do is ask a question in the bottom left. Ask a question, but then tell them to answer with a GIF or emoji. If you just ask a question, people will answer. But you say answer with a GIF or emoji, that thing will just light up. So you can ask, I like to ask a lot of fun and interesting questions, but you can ask, like we were talking about, questions about to help you for your research or for your TPT products. You can also just ask pedagogical questions like, what's your policy on grading work, or how do you handle this type of classroom management issue, or what do you do with kids who don't bring supplies to school, or anything like that. Inside the pedagogy, you're going to get great engagement, and it's also going to help the members of the group because they're going to learn from each other. At the top right, I just asked this dumb question like, what are you teaching this week? Obviously I ran out of thinking power that day, but it did well. People come in and they comment. Um, a great way to post comments is to use image posts. So I like to make a question inside an image post. And you see there at the bottom, another freebie for you because I promised freebies. I've got these templates. I think there's like 29 or 39 image posts that are conversation starters. So they've got a question in them and they've got an image built for you. It's a Canva template. It's free. You go in, you edit it, make it for your niche. If you're a math teacher, a lot of them are going to be for you anyways. Okay. Another thing that teachers or that's going to get you really good engagement are polls. Post polls. They're quick and easy for people to dialogue on. I like to sometimes leave it where they can add more options so they can fill in their own answers to add to grow to the amount of polls. But because they can respond so quickly, you can get a lot of engagement really fast. On the left, I wrote how many weeks of summer do you have left? That's just going into breaks. Teachers just love to go on Facebook and talk about it. So that's an easy one to get engagement on. And on the right, I asked a pedagogy question. How do you grade student work? Is it for accuracy, completion, a combination, neither, or is it only extra credit? And you can see how people voted. Again, these are math teachers. On the left, what's your makeup policy? On the right, just a simple yes or no question. What do you think about the 4-day school week? Yes or no? It had some really good, you see 1,000 votes. It's had some really good conversation, especially with some people trying to figure out, does that mean longer school days? Well, yeah, you get 4 days, but 2 hours extra each day or something like that. Okay, post memes. In that training I said, I think there's a training in there about how to make your own meme. I love making my own memes. The one on the left is mine. It did really well. I can't remember, but anyways, it also makes me laugh. The one on the right, not my meme. I just shared it. You should be sharing valuable content inside your Facebook group. But you see, these get a lot of comments. They get a lot of likes. They get shared. The one on the left, because it's my meme, you see down there that I shared it I posted it on my Facebook business page, and then I shared it into the group because that allows the original post to be shared in other groups, and that's going to get really good engagement for my Facebook business page. I like to post cartoons. Anytime I see a funny cartoon that's for math teachers, I save it into a folder on my phone and then I post it, or a folder on my computer and I post it. And I love them. The one on the right is by Andertoons, and he does really great math teacher comic strips. I don't know why Mark Anderson did this, but they're fun. Again, of course, you should be crediting people as often as you can who are the originators of the content if you know that it's them. We can read the one on the left together just for fun. It says, I support farming. In fact, you could call me protractor. Okay, one thing I do want to show you on these memes that we're going to come back to. Maybe I'll just plant a seed here and not tell you why. But notice that at the top of these is a link, and you can see that it says AMZN, Amazon. It's an Amazon affiliate link. And I'll just tell you. So what I do is, especially when I'm posting these to my business page, I'm gonna get the mojo going so that it goes viral, which we'll talk about. I post an Amazon affiliate link because if this thing's going to get 10, 20,000 views, it might get a couple hundred or thousand clicks into Amazon. And that I'm going to get affiliate commissions from that. Normally, I affiliate link it to one of my t-shirts or my books or some of my merch that I sell on Amazon. So I also have the benefit I might make a sale, but even if they don't buy my product, if they go buy something, I'm still making some money. So I can make an extra 50 bucks a month just by posting fun images with Amazon affiliate links. How to create community, continued, educate, add value to your the people inside your Facebook group. And also what you're trying to do is you're trying to establish yourself as the expert. So I don't, especially when you're beginning, I don't think establishing yourself as the expert overrides the importance of creating community. Like, don't just go up there and teach all day. Be doing these other things, asking questions, especially. But I like to add value. I like to teach and show people or try and get people over to a certain way of thinking. And so I'm adding value to my community. And by the way, I make products that are geared towards this type of thinking. So if I can get them thinking this way, I'm much more likely to sell to them. But neither here nor there. The most important thing in this little section here is that one of the things you should be doing inside your group is educating them. I like to educate using image posts that you see on the left. This also is for Instagram, so you can just swipe through it. And the images do all the teaching, but there's still long form copy in the body of the post. And the one on the right, that's not it doesn't teach in the image, it teaches only in the words. The image is just there to spark curiosity, it's to grab attention. And that's something you want to think about as you're making posts, images, is that think someone's scrolling through, what's going to grab their attention? So try and highlight words like homework in this situation. A lot of posts you'll see that we're doing in here, the word math teachers is bigger or a different color because I want them to say, oh, I'm a math teacher, and then read. And they see the picture and they're like, oh, that's interesting. And then they read the body. And by the way, inside these bodies, I probably have links to email freebies. Okay, another thing you can do to create community is have contests, prizes, or just share valuable content that you find online that we've already talked about. One thing I will say is don't spam. I cannot go into my Facebook group and just paste the link to my TPT product and expect it to do well because it won't. You saw those other posts had thousands and tens of thousands of views. This one probably had two or 300. Now you might be thinking two or 300 is really good, especially if you don't have a Facebook group of that size yet. But I have, when I posted this, 50, 70,000 members in there. To only get to two or 300, it didn't do well. Again, that video I showed you on that Facebook algorithm, I talk more about why Facebook doesn't like links. They don't want you going off Facebook's website. That means they can't be showing you ads. So you can't just drop a link. You have to be more creative. You have to do some of the things I was showing you, and I'm going to continue to show you in this training to get them over to your TPT store or onto your email list so then you can sell to them. Another thing I like to do is tag group members, which I already kind of talked about. How when your group's small, you know everybody, so you can start like saying, "Oh, Jill's real good at this thing; she can answer it." But I'll just when I was my group was small and I was trying to get that community going, I would post a question and then go into the comment section and I just tag members. I'd hit the at symbol, I'd see a list of the members, and I'd start putting their names in. Tom, what do you think? Steven, what's your opinion on this? And I wouldn't even repeat the question, so they had to click on the original post and read it so they could comment. That does really well. Right now, when you hit the at symbol, it's not always showing you everyone who's only in your group. It's like showing you the whole Facebook world. But I think it'll go back to just showing you members. So you can also go over to the members tab and see a list of everybody. Another thing, I kind of already said this, but building off this, don't post links. Instead, tell them to comment on the post. So that's going to do a couple things. First, you're not going to lose the Facebook mojo by having a link in there and then Facebook not pushing it so well. And all these comments are going to send that signal to the Facebook algorithm that this is good stuff and it's going to push it to more and more people. The thing I will caution you on is both of these posts, these are the TPT sellers obviously, got me kicked off Facebook for a period of time because what was happening was I was getting so many comments and I was just going into the comments and DMing the people the link, the URL. That Facebook was like, whoa, 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 this guy just sent the same URL to 30 people, 50 people, whatever. He's spamming. So stop that. And they'd send me a warning. I get banned for like an hour, 2 hours, and then I came back. I kept because they more people are commenting, so I'm trying to keep up with it. And eventually, I lost my Facebook privileges for a few days. And I know there's tools now that'll just automatically send the link when you DM them, and I definitely should have done that. So just a little word of caution there. But the big thing is maximize, the algorithm. Tell them to comment on your post instead of just saying click on the link. A couple more things to help you create community and to grow your Facebook group. Post consistently. Going back to that list of Facebook groups we saw, one of the few pieces of information you get to see is how often people are posting. So if you go in there and it says post once a week, you're like, this is not a group worth joining. So as the person in charge, as the admin, the moderator, get in there and post regularly. And some of these freebies I'm going to give you will help you with that. And then finally, we can run Facebook ads to groups, Facebook groups. We didn't used to be able to do that. You had to like run them to a landing page, and then they got an email with an invite to the group. Now you don't have to do that. You can just run a Facebook ad straight to the group. So if you want to grow your group quickly and you don't mind spending some money, this is a great place to do it. If you're going to spend money on your TPT business, the first thing you should get is the premium membership, okay? And then after that, face ads to Facebook group, that's a good way to spend some money. Another thing you can do is you definitely need to be doing welcome posts. Okay, so what happens in a welcome post is you see when you click on the members tab on the right there, and it's a little different on your phone, but it'll show you how many new members you have this week, and then you can write a welcome post, and that welcome post automatically tags all of them. And then what you want to do, you don't want to say, "Hey, welcome to the group," with their tag. That's not of any benefit. What you should say is, "Hi, we're so glad you're here, all of our new members. Please take a minute to introduce yourself." Don't leave it there. Tell them what to write. Tell us where you're from. Tell us what you teach and how long you've been teaching it. And if you really want to level up, say, and if you do that, I will send you such and such freebie. And then when they comment, you comment on that. Thanks, Jill. So I don't know why I keep using Jill. Thanks, Susie. So nice to meet you. Here's a free whatever. Okay. Then to make this easier on yourself, because Facebook's getting so it's introducing new tools all the time, you can just automate this. So it will automatically post every week, welcoming all the new members, telling them to introduce themselves, and telling them if they do, they'll get a freebie. Now you still got to go in and comment, but we can automate that soon, I'm sure. But here it is. Just click that Publish Weekly button from the Members tab, set that up, and then you're good to go. Okay, I promise you I'd tell you how to go viral. Here's how we do it. An easy way. First, you need a good post. A bad post is not going to go viral. It needs to be visually appealing. It needs to spark curiosity, create controversy. It needs to ask a great question. There's all these different things that you got to do to get people commenting. The big thing is you need these comments. But once you've got that thing that's going to get you comments and go viral, here's how you really get it going. Let's kindle those flames. First, as we said, you post it to your business page. Immediately, you share it from your business page to your Facebook group. Very shortly thereafter, within minutes, you email your list and you say, check out this thing or answer this question or whatever it is. But you click, make a button inside the email so they know exactly what to click on. And the URL goes to that post inside the Facebook group. What this is going to do is the business page is going to get some views, the group's going to get some views, and your email list is going to get some views. And the Facebook algorithm is going to go, whoa, this thing's got some juice. People are on it. They're viewing it. They're commenting on it. They're lingering on it. They're looking at it. And it's going to push it even further. And then you're going to wait a few hours and you're going to go share it in another group. As long as you're not violating any of the other Facebook groups' rules, you know? So that's how you get a post to go viral. I've had posts get tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands. I've even had posts in the millions. And you get a post that's in the millions and you got a little Amazon affiliate link in there, go into your book or your workbook. Oh my goodness, you can make some bucks. Okay, speaking of making some bucks, how do we monetize our Facebook group? So on the front end, I'm going to tell you nothing in here is going to be novel. Nothing's going to blow your mind. It's the same way you monetize your email list. It's the same way you monetize your blog, your YouTube page, your podcast. You have to sell stuff. So I'm going to try and help you creatively think of how to do that and give you some ideas on what you can do, other ways you can monetize it. Again, nothing crazy, but I think you'll get a lot of value here. And I've attended a lot of trainings on how to monetize your Facebook group because I got these big Facebook groups. And every time I leave them, I leave underwhelmed. I'm like, well, I knew that. Okay, first, you have to promote your TPT and other products. So, other products, if you got a course or a book or, merch or whatever. But you need to be making posts that promote those things. And as we've said, don't just do a link post. Instead, create intrigue or curiosity or educate or make them feel sad or painful or happy or whatever. Paint the picture of what a great classroom looks like and say, here's some things, ways to achieve that. And by the way, if you don't want to do all the work of creating that resource, I've already done it. So here, it's a couple bucks, buy it. I think I'm going to say this again later, but I like to promote my custom categories or my large items. So one of my custom categories is learning stations. You've seen a lot of my posts already are teaching about the benefits of learning stations. And then I say, by the way, you want some pre-made learning stations? Just click this link. The link doesn't even take them to TPT. It takes them to my blog where there's a list of all the learning stations. This image here on the right is designed to create intrigue. So you can see some of the images and words. They're all designed to appeal to a math teacher who wants to reach their lowest students. So they want to know how. Well, Learning Stations is how. Well, how's Learning Stations how? Well, click on the thing and read it. And then if you want the resource, I've already got it for you. Okay, another thing you can post. I don't know why this does so well for me, but shirts. You can make shirts, mugs, socks. You can do a lot of this on Amazon Merch or Teespring. There's other places. By the way, this shirt here is mine. It's my original design. You've probably seen it on the internet, especially if you're a math teacher. And everywhere you've seen it, it's not mine, and people stole it. And I'm very mad at them, but I'm over it. So they've obviously made it look better than mine. But I love to post these funny. I make these funny T-shirts, and I love to post them. It gets good traction. I get to use my affiliate link to my own product, which also does me well. It does well. Okay, we've already talked about teaching, but you should be teaching inside your group, and that's a great way to draw people towards your product. You teach them about the benefits of something, and then you post the product. I have a video that's done really well for me where I'm teaching math teachers how to teach a certain skill using a game, and I'm showing them how to play this game, and I'm showing them how to set it all up. And I say, it's just a simple worksheet. You can make it. If you don't want to make it, I've got it for $1. Just come buy it. So that's a great way. You add all this value and you make a little pitch at the end. And kind of like what all the presenters are doing for you guys inside these conferences. I'm going to do that too. I'm going to show you all of this great stuff that you're going to get out of this train. At the end, I'm going to make a little bit of a pitch for you and say, hey, if you want to do even more, here it is. And no one gets offended by that. They're expecting that. Post freebies. Freebies do really well inside your Facebook group. And of course, getting them into your email list is going to allow you to sell to them. I already mentioned this, but promote your custom categories. On the left are my custom categories. I don't know why I don't just call it learning stations. Resource packs is too much words. I need to fix that. But anyhow, I'm constantly making posts talk about the benefits of learning stations or the pain that teachers feel inside the classroom that can be solved through a learning station. And then I just promote my custom category. And the reason you want to do that is those are your higher priced items, and you can link right to the custom category. So then they get into your TPT store and see all the good stuff you've got. You're not just promoting one product. Because if I talk about, a fifth grade math skill, that's not going to appeal to everyone in the audience. But if I talk about learning stations, that appeals to everybody, and then they can go in there and they can find their grade level resource and they can get to what they're looking for. Okay, we talk about this a lot, but inside your Facebook group, focus on getting them into your email list. Your Facebook group is that cold part of the sales funnel where they're getting to know you, they're getting to know about you, your brand, you're starting to establish yourself as authority. You're in the process of warming them up. When you get them into your email list, now you're providing value because you've given them a freebie and now they're getting warm. You keep providing value through the email and the Facebook group, and then you can convert. And conversions inside of Facebook groups, or I'm sorry, inside the email list, is going to do really well because we interact with the email list differently than the Facebook group. When you're in the Facebook group, you're scrolling. It's usually you got some free time that you're wasting time, or you're just trying to have that dead brain time. So you pop open Facebook and you just read, and you're reading to be entertained or to think about something or think about nothing. And so that's why we have those images that kind of grab their attention. That I was showing you how it says math teacher, it says the pain point or the pleasure point. But when we're in our email, we're a little bit more, we're acting differently. It's a different type of engagement on the platform. And so your email list is going to sell probably better than your Facebook group. So when I sell inside of both. But my goal is to get them into from my Facebook group to my email list and then sell there. We already talked about this, but use affiliate links. The one on the left, again, is a meme with an affiliate link. We talked about the value of that. Here's something you might not have thought of. On the right, I made this post. It's a blog post, but it's got this image. The post is called 5 Books for Math Teachers That Will Change the Way You Teach. Now, each of these books is an Amazon affiliate link. So I talk about how great it is, and you can do this inside ChatGPT, by the way, it'll take you 2 minutes. I talk about how great the book is, and then I use an Amazon affiliate link to that book so that if they want to purchase it, they can just click on that link, go get it, and then I get a percentage of the sales, 4%. And then the link at the top is to the blog post. They can go to the blog post and again click on the affiliate links or download this PDF image, which has the Amazon affiliate links embedded in them. But also, the last one is my book. And so I'm selling my book. Guys, I post this every summer and I make hundreds of dollars on this one post. I'll share it inside my Facebook group and I'll share it inside a few more. And it does really, really well. And you don't have to do this just for books. You might not have a book, but you can make a t-shirt and you can do a post on fun clothing attire for, your type of teacher or outfits, or I like to do one that's Christmas gifts or Valentine's Day gifts. So use affiliate links inside your Facebook group. Here's a few other things you can do to monetize your Facebook group. Offer special deals that are only in your group. If you're inside um, my Facebook group for TPT sellers, you see me do this all the time. I post special trainings they're done inside my private membership for TPT sellers. But then I post the training inside the large Facebook group that everyone gets access to, but it's only available there. You can't get it on YouTube or Spotify or anywhere else. It's not on a podcast. You can only find it inside my group. Host group only events, and you can, do different games and activities and things like that. There's the tiered membership model. I kind of have that going on with my private membership where I have the large Facebook group for TPT sellers. But then if you join my membership, you're inside a different Facebook group, and I'm much more active in there and participating and more involved. You also want to be planting seeds for your larger items. So as you're posting things inside your Facebook group, you kind of drop little hints and talk about your larger items. So you saw I have all these posts about learning stations. So I'm constantly talking up learning stations so that by the time I try and sell you a learning station, you've already been thinking about it for a while. By the way, I'm doing the same thing now. I've started to plant seeds for my membership, which I'm going to talk about at the end. I'm planting seeds now so that by the time we get to the sales pitch, you're already ready for it. Okay. Sponsor posts, you can accept money to post inside your Facebook group. I don't know all the rules on that, and I'm worried sometimes they change, so I've been really hesitant to do that, but that's an option out there. And launch a paid challenge that could go really well. I'm going to recommend. We had Kara Rickman, and she's spoken in conferences, and she spoke to our membership and inside my Facebook group about how to run a boot camp, and it was phenomenal. And she showed us all how to use how to create a boot camp and promote it and then monetize it. And so that's something you could do inside your Facebook group that would be really good. Her training that she did is still available inside my Facebook group, which I talked to you about earlier. And if you join the membership, you find the replay as well. Okay, this is the one that I really want to end on with a boom, a big bang here is make connections. So I have that large Facebook group, and I used to get for math teachers, and I used to get invited to speak on podcasts and everything all the time, and I didn't want to do it. I just thought, it's just somebody trying to piggyback off of the size of my Facebook group, and I don't got time anyways, so I wouldn't do it. And finally, I just had to change of heart. I was like, you know what, I'm going to do it. And Allison Dillard reached out to me for her podcast, and I did it, and I'm so glad I did because what happened was her podcast it got really big after the interview with me, or it got big. I think it got really big. And I'm sure I had a part in that. But what happened is as she grew and she went on to do other things, she hosted math conferences and she put together these big bundles that she would sell. And she would always include me in it because I had helped her out by promoting the podcast and getting her all these views when she was very early on. And so as her star rose, she brought me along and it turned out to be this really good thing for me. It generated a lot of extra income. Connections are going to be very valuable for you. And you've got a Facebook group now, which is something people want. We already talked about the value of a Facebook group. So you can use that Facebook group to get you these connections. Steve Jobs, he said, when you're living in life and you're laying down all these dots and you can't connect the dots when you're looking forward, you're like, how's this going to make sense? But when you look back, it makes perfect sense. And I want to give you one more example. So I talked about my Facebook group for my TPT sellers. And there is an online influencer, a TPT expert, and I think her stuff is phenomenal. And I love her niche. And I reached out to her one day and I said, I think what you're doing is great. And, I'd love to collaborate with you sometime on something in the future. Now, what I was hoping was she sells bigger priced items, but didn't have the big audience. So I was hoping I could use my audience and she would let me kind of piggyback off her high priced item. So we'd both make more money. And she came back to me and she said, well, I could go into your Facebook group and do like a Q&A or a special training or something. And I was like, how does that benefit me? Like, okay, so now everybody gets to see you as the expert, gets to see you establishing your authority. They're going to come buy your product. There's nothing in this for me at all. And I was selfish. I didn't have the right mindset and I didn't want to do it. And I thought, you know what? I'm just going to do it. I told this person I wanted to collaborate. Maybe we'll do it and maybe later down the line she'll include me in something bigger. And so I did it, and it went well. Everybody liked it inside the TPT Facebook group. I was like, oh, I'll do a couple more. So I reached out to a few other people, and I did them. And then I was like, I decided I would bundle them all together into a course online. It'd just be like a 3-day thing and like a boot camp. And I'd get their email address for doing it. So, and then I thought, well, if I'm going to do it, I might as well do my own training like this one, um, just to kind of like add more content. So I did that, and because of that training, it got seen by some other people who then invited me to their conferences. And I had people reach out to me inside the group and like, that was really good. Have you ever thought about doing more of these? And I was like, I don't know. And they said, well, what if you did a membership? And I was like, okay. And that was 2 years ago, and I've got a really good membership. Now my membership is full. It's got 11 courses in it. We meet every week. 2 of those weeks, we're joined by a TPT expert who comes in and does a special training just for us. One week we'll do a workshop, and one week we do a roundtable where we share things. We've got a lot of members. It's been going strong. It is a source of revenue for me, but it's also benefited a lot of people. We've had over 200 people be inside this membership in its 2 year history. So, uh, as Steve Jobs said, looking forward, you can't always connect the dots, but when you look back, you see, oh wow, that really worked. So these are just some of the people who I've been able to make connections with. If you're inside my Facebook group, you've seen their trainings. I've posted them in there. I tag everybody. I say, come watch it. It's totally free. Of course, they do it inside my membership. So my members get a VIP experience and they get to hang out with him and ask them questions and dialogue after the training that we don't share with everybody else. But the connections, going back to this, the connections are really going to benefit you. So I encourage you, use your Facebook group to make connections. Your group is of value, and authorities and influencers in your niche are going to see that. And don't have the mindset that I did, where it's like, well, what's in it for me? It's there's going to be something in it for you. You just can't see it yet. So network as best you can. All right, let's recap and call it a day, and then I got to give you all those freebies I talked about. First, a Facebook group is the best place to grow an audience. You're going to grow your brand. You're going to grow your authority. You're going to get more traffic over to your TPT store. By the way, that traffic is the perfect customer, the ones that are just in your niche. So you're going to get high conversions as well. And that's going to help the TPT algorithm too, you know? So Facebook groups are where you need to be. And you're going to grow your audience by posting for engagement, memes, questions, polls, spark curiosity, ask questions. I said questions, educate, and share valuable resources are some of the things you need to be doing to grow the Facebook group. Then you also need to monetize it. So we're converting our members into customers. How do we do that? We promote, not by spamming, by promoting intentionally, by promoting really good stuff and our good content, I'm sorry, and our higher priced items. Take advantage of affiliate marketing. I strongly recommend you do some Amazon merch. Network with other people. Establish yourself as the expert. You should always be working on building your authority inside your group and also from your business page, and then get them into your email list because that's where you're going to be doing a lot of your selling. All right, you put up with me for a long time. I hope you got a lot of value out of this and you feel energized about creating a Facebook group and you know how you're going to make it fantastic. I did promise you a bunch of bonuses, and so now I'm going to deliver on that promise. And I'm going to tell you how to get a hold of those. Before I do, one more thing. I do just want to share with you for a moment about my membership. It is called Amplify Your TPT Income. It is a fantastic membership. I've been doing it for over 2 years. It's chocked full of value and it's full of TPT sellers just like you who are trying to increase their income. We do that through social media, through email, blogging, through product optimization, increasing our conversions. It's got a lot of good things in it, which I'm going to show you real quick before we get to those freebies. So it does have 11 courses. There's only 10 on the screen. I don't know which one I'm missing, but you see it's got courses for Facebook groups, courses for blogging, copywriting, email writing, how to both start these things and amplify them. We've got a conversions boot camp, which is full of templates for your cover images, your preview files, your TPT store, just everything so that it's already done. You're going to get a high percentage of conversions. And you see in the top right there, the summer school for the TPT sellers. That is all those expert interviews I've been telling you about. They're all recorded and hosted there. That's not available to anybody. You can't purchase that. You only get it if you're part of the membership. As is with most of the things in here, I don't really sell them separately. It's only for our members. The membership has hundreds and hundreds of templates for your TPT store, for your TPT products, also for your social media. We have Instagram and Facebook templates, and a lot of them are just plug and play. Everything is in Canva, just as a heads up, so you need to know that going into it. And there's videos, and we do trainings on how to use all of these. We have a weekly virtual hangout. As I said earlier in this training, two of those virtual hangouts are done by a TPT expert who does a training just for us, and they hang out for a question and answer, and they give us resources and things like that to help us with that training. One of those is a workshop where we work on something together. We might be building pins or building products or making certain type of branding things or whatever. And then one of those is a roundtable where we all share what we're working on and we give each other advice and feedback. It is, as I said, the group's really good. We're doing great. Good things are happening. People are growing their email list and traffic to their websites. And of course, they're amplifying their income, which is the goal of the membership. Most members come in and normally start making more than what they pay for the membership in a month or two. How do you get to the membership? Well, I guess you can't see it completely on the screen, but you just go to my website, teachcreatesell.com. In the top right is a button that says membership. The arrow's pointing to it, but it looks like my face might be blocking it on your screen. But just click on that and it will take you to the web page or the landing page. It is going to say the TPT Sellers Traffic Lab. Don't let that confuse you. That's the old name. We're in the process of rebranding, and I don't normally open it this time of the year. It's normally open just twice a year for new members. But because I'm doing this training, I'm going to open it for you guys if you want to enroll. It's only open for this week, so Take advantage of it. Also, there's a discounted rate because of this. It's $19 a month. That rate will not last. It's only going to be for this week. Also, it's only available. Joining the membership is only available for this week. If you download my freebies or anything, you can, of course, hop on, or you're in my Facebook group, you'll be on my email list and you'll get an email the next time it opens up, which won't be for a while, and it will be at a higher price. Okay, the freebies, the big thing, hopefully, that you've been looking forward to. If you just go to this website, teachcreatesell.com, that's my store website, slash spring fling. I'm going to have a download there that I got to put together. So I'm talking before I've built it, but it's going to have several things in it. So on the left, you're going to see the two videos that I talked about. They're training videos. One's on your sales funnel. It's really good. And the other is on growing your Facebook reach organically. It's a long training. It's in depth and it's really good. I think you'll get a lot out of it. I'm going to give you those conversation starters that we talked about. There's 39 question prompts for you to post, and there's a bunch of image posts. I don't know if there's 39 or more or less, but that again is something I normally sell, and it's part of the membership. Same in the top right here, the thank you page. That's something I sell, but I'm going to give it to you for free as being part of this training. On another PDF download I'm going to give you is 15 ways to optimize your Facebook group or your Facebook post for organic growth. So if you do these things, it's going to help grow your reach when you post things on Facebook. And of course, I know the big thing you really, really wanted. I'm going to invite you to my TPT Sellers Facebook group. Okay, so that was everything. Again, my name's Chris Skierski. This has been how to create and grow and monetize a Facebook group. I hope you loved it. I hope you got a lot out of it. Hope you download these. I do hope you'll check out the membership. It is really good and I think it will benefit you. You can cancel anytime, so come check it out for a month. And if you don't like it, you can leave. No big deal. But I think you're going to love it. And I hope to see you soon.